How's it going, everyone? I'm Al, and today in the top left corner of Grezvan, we have our red Terran from South Korea playing for Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN, and he's got the happy smiley face. His opponent here in the bottom right, our blue Protoss player from Germany, playing for BIG, which is Berlin International Gaming. Actually, I didn't even know he was playing for that team. But anyway, it is showtime. So yes, our map, Grezvan, has started to become a very nice macro map. It's got some tricks and nice things to it, specifically this base, which can be harassed from the low ground. We see that a lot, especially against Terran, with tanks going over there. But besides that, it's actually just quite a standard map and lends itself to some very nice games. Now, all the bases pretty normal. We see a probe being irritating, by the way. And yeah, this matchup is going to be epic. These two players are some of the best that the world has to offer. Both play, I want to say they play the exact opposite styles of each other. Okay, so bear with me on this one. ByuN is ultra aggressive, in your face, tempo Terran. You know, he's attacking, he's dropping, he's doing multiple things at once. He's making a ton of Marines and just keeps sending them, doing all sorts of things with him. He likes to be in control, be on the other side of the map, be doing the pressure. Now his opponent, ShoWTimE, is the inverse. He is defensively a monster. He is a solid Protoss player who will defend all day. He'll deflect attacks, he'll build up his economy, build up his army behind it, and then when he's good and ready, he'll just walk over and smash you, demolish you. Now, don't think that that means he's got bad micro or anything. He actually doesn't. That's just his playstyle. He plays a very defensive game. You know, he doesn't sit back the whole time, but he's very difficult to break defensively. So it's going to be really awesome to see how these two clash. Now, if we have to look at their rankings, ByuN is rank 3 in the world at the moment, according to League. I was looking for the EPT standings, and I know those are also not the best metric to use for kind of ranking. A League is pretty decent. It's, I think, the best kind of statistics we have in this regard. Ooh, I thought that was going to finish. So, you know, it's a good kind of bar to keep the players to. Now, ShoWTimE, on the other hand, he's ranked 17, and you would think, okay, but, you know, that's so much lower than ByuN. But I don't think so, because the top 20 and so, they're all exceptionally good players. And to put it into comparison, ByuN is the second best or second highest ranked Terran in Korea. Okay, he's just behind Mara, obviously. ShoWTimE is the second highest ranked Protoss in Europe, just behind MaxPax, which is also kind of like, you know, take it for what it is, considering that MaxPax has only really played online tournaments. Well, he has not played an offline tournament yet. So you have no idea. You can't actually say he's better because you don't know how you would do in that situation. Whereas ShoWTimE, he has shown that he is capable of doing a lot of things in an offline actual tournament. So yeah, we'll see. This is going to be a very good one. So far, relatively straightforward openers from both. We've got nice early combat shields. The other one, Stimpack, and these oracles coming in. Oh, one does fall. That's not great. But all the Marines are dead. The reinforcements are starting to move up. Oh, he picks off a last little ACV before moving out again. I don't like that he lost the first one, but he did get rid of a couple of Marines as well. Ooh, and he actually does dip in once again. Marines are still yet to push it away. So nice little harassment there in the beginning. But yeah, we see a robo opener from ShoWTimE. Well, not opener. He went for Stargate, made his oracles, went straight into the robo, and now the robo bay, which I can't click on. It must be somewhere. Oh, here it is. So he's going to start teching up, probably going into a couple of Colossi before switching over to Disruptors, potentially getting High Templar along the way. But here we see ByuN, and this is what I'm talking about. Nice and early on, he's sending a bunch of Marines. He went for that 3 racks opener, which meant that he's got a lot of Marines out nice and early. Behind this, though, he does not have tech. He doesn't have medevacs. Ouch. That force field hurts. Good force fields there. And you see, that's what happens when you run into ShoWTimE. Bam, bam, and then, yeah, ByuN is like, okay, I'm not gonna go there. This guy means business. So the 3 racks opener is meant to apply a little bit of pressure, but it's not a game-ending build. Just a nice little get a ton of Marines out. And now with all his tech out, he's got his starport getting some medevacs out. He's got his 5 racks up. ByuN's in a decent position economically. Both players doing pretty decent. They're just building up at this stage. ShoWTimE's got his 3rd all up and running. He's getting the gases at the moment. He's going to be quite happy. There's the Colossus going into Twilight and Forge behind this, most probably just for blink. And ByuN is not done being aggressive. He loads up a couple of medevacs and here he goes. So I have looked at the time of the replay and slight spoiler, this is not a short game. I know on Saturday I casted a pretty short game and I felt like, oh, but it was such a good game. I had fun with it. So yeah, we're gonna see what these two do. Now, this is not, ooh, Phoenixes are out. Gotta be careful with the Phoenix. ByuN immediately spots it, runs away. He's like, I do not want you zappy boys to do anything to me. But this is exactly what ShoWTimE does. He is just makes it very difficult. And ByuN's a player who can really cause chaos in mineral lines and in bases. His aggression very often is what leads him to small victories in the beginning, which leads to big victories in the end. But yeah, luckily for ByuN, he has spotted the Phoenixes. He knows what is up. He has got that Ghost Academy nice and early, wherever it is. Where is it? Oh, Senor Ghost Academy. There it is. Oh, I don't like that position of the Ghost Academy. That is so far forward. So yeah, Ghost, obviously, amazing unit in this matchup because every Protoss unit has shields and yeah, well, Ghosts just get rid of them. They just literally do. So we'll have to see what ShoWTimE does against that. He's actually going for a 2nd robo now. And it's going to be soon that we're going to see a big clash. ByuN is starting to move across. He's getting ready for it. Nice little mix of Marauders, Marines. Got a couple of tanks behind us. Ooh, Dark Shrine. I always love to see a Dark Shrine. This Protoss army doesn't look very big, actually. You know, when I put them together, that looks like a very small Protoss army. What's the supplies like? Yeah, 92 to 78. Worker counts are great, but ShoWTimE, you're gonna have to start working on something. ByuN breaking through the rocks. He wants to get to the space. He knows it's here. Does he? Is he just guessing? Ah, he is just guessing. Well done. Ghosts are starting to come out. That Marine gets zapped. And we're gonna see the pickup here. So ByuN at this stage just kind of making space available. Nice. ShoWTimE tried to follow that army around and ByuN was like, nope, I'll take that. But yeah, after seeing where it is, there comes the Phoenixes. So it looks like he's only gone for 5. That gives him nice defense against ByuN. This could very well be something that he has done specifically for ByuN because he knows how much ByuN likes to drop. Having these Phoenixes out, even though it's only 5, does mean that, yeah, he's not going to have to worry too much about any drops or anything like that. But yeah, if you look at what ShoWTimE is, he's got spotters on this side, he's got observers in good places, well at least there was one still. He's just covering all of his bases around the map. Actually getting DT blink, very cool. So DTs, they can really get rid of a command center or a planetary very, very quickly. ByuN, there was the observer. The eventually goes down. ByuN has got a decent army going, and he's going for Vikings to get rid of the Colossus now, only producing 2 at a time. Not bad. Yeah, obviously you don't want too many Vikings because then you kind of don't have bio army, and because he's going quite Marauder heavy, I actually think this is really great. This is fine. So we'll have to see. Here's a nice little run by just 3 Zealots gonna get smashed. At the same time, the Protoss army is pushing in here. Colossus starts to hit a little bit of those infantry. Not doing too much yet. Hey, yeah, this is what happens on GrezFan. Look at these Colossus rip through those SCVs. Do take a couple of hits to the face from the tanks, so that's obviously not great. But yeah, I think the Phoenixes also went in to get a little bit of damage. Single Viking on the mission. Dude, wait for your friends. Couple of force fields here. ShoWTimE just trying to pick off little bits of the army. These Vikings are way too far forward. Now the infantry army is starting to catch up as the disruptors are here, launching their novas. Decent hit there. Yeah, those Vikings were a little bit far forward because you don't want that, obviously, because then the stalkers can get on top of them and yeah, deal a little bit of damage before the engagement starts, before they start getting rid of the Colossus. Still producing disruptors. How many does he have? He's got 6. So he's going to be going up until, I don't know, maybe it's not going to stop. But yeah, so far armies are looking very strong. Both players are maxed out. ByuN has a slightly bigger eco. Not insanely, but does have something. Is that a ghost picked up? Is that from the Phoenix? It's not a bad pickup if it is. Ooh, this could be a nice little surround. Nah, ByuN's not going to go for it. Got to be very careful with these disruptor armies. They are very strong. Here's the DTs moving across the map. Well, they do get spotted by that scan. Phoenix is still trying to get something done. Okay, a little bit of this bio army is out of position. Luckily, ShoWTimE's not going to really jump on it. Both players can't really get in to do any decent damage. So they're kind of trying to find a gap, trying to find some way to get in. But yeah, it's just not quite there. This zealot being very irritating. Gonna force quite a big chunk of the Terran army to move down to deal with it. Here comes the DTs, there is a turret, and they immediately get wiped out unceremoniously. Disruptor. No! 2 ghosts. ByuN was microing on too many places, could not deal with those. Ouch. Losing 2 ghosts. Yeah, not great. Ghosts are a little bit expensive. Going for Liberators now, as well as Liberator range. Obviously, against such disruptor numbers, Liberators are your go-to. But yeah, we're sitting on 13 minutes here. We're starting to move into late game armies. And so far, neither player has really gotten a big advantage over the other. It's very back and forth so far. Well, not even back and forth. It's just they're not really doing too much to each other. In terms of losses, I mean, for 13 minutes in, 4,500 versus 3,006. That number. That's yeah, just both players being very solid. A little bit of a passive opener. Observer speed coming up. That's not an upgrade you see very often. I think that's the observer speed. I always get mixed up between the logos. Disruptors not getting anything, but do chase the army away. That CC gets cancelled. At the same time, here's ByuN moving down to this bottom base, the 4th base for ShoWTimE. There are a bunch of DTs, and yeah, now it's like trying to find where to keep the camera. Big engagement coming in on this side. Well, not really anymore. But yeah, big damage coming through. DTs do get scanned, they do get dealt with. Army gets recalled now, and ShoWTimE's going to be able to defend. So he doesn't lose the base. That's very good to take note. Oh, but he does lose these. A bunch of the disruptors go down to these landed Vikings. That was unfortunate. A little bit of an awkward engagement here in the middle of the map. Go Vikings, go! Disruptors, got to be careful, ShoWTimE. Don't want to lose some more disruptors. What is he down to now? He's down to 3. So yeah, the disruptors did not get recalled, and they got picked off by ByuN. Taking this base up here, that's a very risky position. He is going to see it nice and early thanks to this adept. So he's going to be able to cycle across and try to stop it. But yeah, the Vikings in the air... I say that. I was going to say they're not that useful anymore, but there are still a couple of Colossus left over. One Liberator gets picked off here. I thought there was going to be a bit of a strange surround. These Colossus are in trouble. There's not actually that many Stalkers to deal with this. Terran army is moving in on this base. Liberators being set up. You don't really want to attack into that position. EMPs go down. ShoWTimE is going to have to give up that base. ByuN's going to carry on with the push. Guardian Shield comes up. And Vikings are going to land. This army is stuck in a little bit of a strange position, having to move around this kind of outcrop here. So ShoWTimE not really being able to get the greatest engagement that he wants, but pulling forward there, he is getting some good trades. No big hits on the disruptors just yet, so yeah, a little bit more losses there for ShoWTimE, but ShoWTimE's done more economic damage, which, you know, that's not bad. Look at these DTs go. They get rid of the planetary, get in, get out before anything can happen. Going in once again. Okay, so a couple of them do get spotted. He's now splitting off a bunch. These three are going to go in this side. A bunch are going to try and move into the natural. I think they might be successful. These get picked off at the same time. The army here is moving in. ShoWTimE is moving on so many different positions. Blinking out of the scan. I am having trouble keeping up with everything. Bunch of scans go down. There are a lot of turrets over here. These DTs getting a little bit of work done though. Actually, getting a decent amount of work done. At the same time, here comes the Protoss army once again. The Liberators are picked off. This tank is in a bit of a dodgy position. Both tanks are going to get picked off as well. Next, Liberators are sieging up. They have range, which makes it quite tricky. Stalker's going to blink forward. Oh, two brilliant hits over here from those disruptors. ShoWTimE preempting the movement of the Terran, getting some good hits down. That's 33 more workers going down. ShoWTimE getting absolute value here. These DTs are still alive in this base. They have not been dealt with. At the same time, I think there was one here. That did eventually get dealt with. These buildings, as much as they're good for the Terran, they are also funneling this Terran army through, which makes it really good for those disruptors. ByuN's supply is now on 130, well, 129, and ShoWTimE sitting on 150. So, you know, that economy, look at it, 72 to 50. So ByuN's still got a good standing army, but in terms of his economy, well, what economy? I don't quite like this engagement though. Right under the Liberator. Woo! Bye, workers. ShoWTimE, very aggressive. So you see, this is what I'm talking about. Once he is happy with his economy, he kept expanding. That's when he starts playing. So he just strikes off any damage in the early game, pulls it through to late game, and then is ready to take on his opponent. ByuN's going to get the space. It's nice and all, but there's no mining going on. So ShoWTimE's going to be like, okay, enjoy that one. It's going to be a big drop going into the main, though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there comes the Phoenixes from earlier. Getting a little bit more value with them. DT's coming in, so scans going to be required here to get rid of them. Bunch more scans going down, trying to get rid of all these units. Reinforcements are moving up. The Phoenixes are still trying to work on those medevacs. They actually don't kill medevacs that quickly, which is kind of surprising. Well, I say that now they're really starting to get something done. They may have picked up. That fight was a little bit messy, hard to keep track of. Yeah, those medevacs go down and it's just a bunch of marauders. It's like, what are you guys going to do? ShoWTimE making sure he gets the most value out of his units. Yeah, good work there. His army suddenly looks small. So let's have a look. What's going to be the next step of the plan? How many gateways is that? That's so many. What does he have? 20 gateways. Just your average 20 gate build. You know, nothing major. Wow. Was not expecting that many. I don't normally check these things, but it's quite interesting to find out. Yeah, but look at this. This game is really very much in ShoWTimE's hands right now. He has such a strong army, and ByuN is kind of barely hanging on. Just that economy. ByuN has not been able to recover because of his economy. I mean, yeah, he's got mules, so this looks better than what it should be. I feel like I said that funny. A couple of marauders go down here. Once again, we've got zealots just trying to be annoying on the other side. It's doing a lot of work. I mean, these units are sent to deal with the zealot run by. And yeah, that means that this army could get a little bit more damage on this side. ByuN's also starting to run out of bases to mine. Main is absolutely mined out. The third is starting to be mined out. Although I think this might be the fourth actually. The third doesn't have too much in terms of minerals. So ByuN really starving a little bit. ShoWTimE, he's got good mining. Yeah, he's still got 78 workers, which is a good supply count. Doesn't seem like he's going to transition into anything else. He's just going to keep moving forward with this army that he has. Keep reinforcing with disruptors. The Liberators are annoying to deal with. But good use of the disruptors to zone the bio and then blinking forward with the stalkers means that he's going to be able to deal with it. One disruptor does go down. Terran army waiting patiently, letting the liberators do their work. You do not want to attack into that. Liberators, especially with range, they deal a lot of damage. ByuN, you need a good mining base. I mean, even this base, it's not doing that much. He's got this one up and running now. So he's kind of mining here and there. But, not perfect. Nice. Doing a little bit more damage here at the back. Liberator's just going to keep being moved around. I wonder if it's not time to consider a Stargate transition to go into Tempests and Carriers. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. ShoWTimE? I could not get that out. That was just, I sounded like a sprinkler. A sprayer, what do you call them? I don't know. We call them sprinklers. You know the thing with the water. That thing. Anyway, this is just your average StarCraft match talking about sprinklers. ByuN has started to recover his supply. His worker count is still horrendous, 52. So in the long run, I don't know if I like that engagement. Big EMPs get rid of all the shields. Yeah, that was not a good engagement. These Liberators having great time with the tanks on the high. Well, there's only one tank on the high ground. ByuN's got a decent amount of ghosts. What does he have? 12 ghosts. He's almost got as many ghosts as he has Marines. They are a very good unit though. Disruptor. Oh, ByuN, keep an eye on your army. Okay. Ooh, those Liberators with range, they really do help to zone the army of the Protoss. And this means that ByuN's just going to be able to recover a little bit. Now he's got a long way to recover because ShoWTimE is just having a great time here. He's expanded twice and ByuN doesn't really have a decent way to punish this. And by decent I mean he has no way. Yeah, there we go. Fleet beacon comes up, additional Stargate, so we are going to see that move into the air army, which I think is definitely necessary because these Liberators are going to be very difficult to break. Especially if you've got ghosts EMPing down the stalkers. It's tough. All ShoWTimE now has to do is be patient, make sure that this base cannot be taken, which he's kind of been doing right. If he can, get rid of this one, but it's tricky. ByuN's movement so far to play defensive has been really good. And every time he sets up those Liberators, one disruptor goes down. So, ShoWTimE really in a difficult position. ByuN showing that he might not be known for his defense, but definitely doing a good job defensively in this game. I like this move. I like moving some of the army over this way. It's going to pull away. I would have really liked this army to be going into this base, because this is pulling the Liberators out of position and actually the entire army. Yes, well, half of the army. There's the other half. But this does put ShoWTimE in a position where he's only fighting against 2 Liberators. Please get rid of them. Please get rid of one of them. This base gets lifted, starts moving out. Now the Liberators are coming around. And ouch, ouch, ouch. At the same time though, ShoWTimE foreseeing this. Big Terran army coming on along to the right side of this map. They're going to get rid of this base. But good recall here. The disruptors actually get recalled along with it this time. Very useful. ByuN takes this base, moves back. He's quite happy with it. Now I think good work on moving the command center away. That allowed him snipes on the zealots. That's something you can do. But yeah, these Liberators just making it impossible for ShoWTimE to get into the base. He's going for Tempest. I love the Tempest transition. Tempest obviously shoot really, really far. They're going to be able to pick off these Liberators that are sitting in a safe position. I still think that this game is in the hands of ShoWTimE, if I'm honest. Because ByuN, how is ByuN going to move out of this position? How is he going to get his next base? That's the big question. This base isn't mining. This base has not much space left. This is his only real decent base. He's got some mining here. Nothing amazing. Whereas ShoWTimE has pretty much half the map. Nothing exciting. Here's a bunch more DTs. Gonna try to cause a little bit of nonsense. I'll try to keep my eye on those. Big part of the Terran army is moving across on this way. This is nice little moves here from ByuN. He's playing defensive with his Liberators, which allows him to split up his army. And yeah, cancels this base and then runs away before Protoss can arrive. There he gets hit by the Tempest, so he's going to know it's coming. Ooh, but this is a good move from ShoWTimE. Getting a nice little position advantage here over this Terran army. And I think it's going to go down. At the same time, though, ByuN is moving on to this base. This is a mining base that's going to be destroyed. Terran army on this side does get removed, but a lot has fallen. ByuN's going to keep pushing. I mean, this base, there's nothing really here, but that's 27 probes going down. So worker counts now evened up. Army counts are very similar. The supplies are very close. This is a very, very tight game. Got to be careful of engaging here, although it's not all of the Protoss army. So yeah, this engagement actually going in favor of ByuN. I would love to see him get his gotta be careful of those disruptors. Would have loved to see him move the Liberators over a little bit earlier. Yeah, overstayed his welcome just a bit, and that swings the supply once again in the favor of ShoWTimE. Obviously a couple of additional reinforcements did help, a couple of warp-ins. And now, there goes the Tempest. They have the range to start getting rid of those Liberators. That's going to make it very difficult for ByuN. War Prism is here. I think ShoWTimE is going to start moving in for the killing blow. And ByuN, suddenly those Liberators are not so good anymore. Still a lot of Colossi, but oh my goodness, that's still a lot of Liberators though. ByuN hasn't actually taken too much damage. Apart from that one big disruptor hit, he hasn't taken that much damage. And now it's a nice dance between Terran and Protoss to see who can get in a better position. Single Liberator going to try and get a little bit of harassment done here. This base is going to be in trouble. Watch the disruptors. Now ByuN's scared to engage. He's got to be very careful. ShoWTimE microing really well so far. Disruptor's going to get a decent hit there. GG gets called. ByuN just absolutely runs out of gas. But yeah, that was a nice little fun late game kind of textbook Terran versus Protoss. I hope you enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun casting this, and ShoWTimE, yeah, told you he's a classy player, takes out ByuN, number 3 in the world.